The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The old horseshoe, Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. It's the Ole Miss Rebels and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Checking in with the Ole Miss head coach before the game. He understands both teams are in the top 25. Both teams are quality with a lot of talent on the rosters, but he believes this stadium can make a difference. This crowd has proven to be one of the best in college football. They have been pumping in crowd noise all week at practice to make sure they are prepared for this moment. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. Can't wait to see how this one unfolds. And the Buckeyes headed toward the ball, and we're ready for action. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Got the quick completion. Turning it on. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. Just like we expected, this home crowd getting involved right from the start. They'll send the back in motion.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Now we get a timeout taken by the Rebels. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. They'll operate out of split backs. On the option. Now the pitch. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. The Rebels racing to the line in a hurry up. Wants to throw on third down. Got his man. Maybe a crease. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Rebels.
And you can't draw it up any better. How do you shut a home crowd up? One of the best crowds in college football. You come in on the first drive, and you handle your business. You get in the end zone. Palmer, this place was going absolutely berserk, and strangely, one possession in, it got really quiet.
That was really impressive from an execution standpoint, too. Obviously, you script those plays on your first possession. You practice them all week. It was so important, especially in this game, because you're right. This is one of the most hostile environments in all of college football. We've seen these fans, when they get rolling, it's like a tidal wave, and they just engulf teams and take games over. Great job by the offense early, executing and quieting this crowd down.
Defense wants to bring the heat. Throwing, say it, fires to the middle. Over the middle it
shot, their big target outside, shows off his athletic ability, and right away this offense is humming.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains. Looking for a man. It's Sayin. Unloads it left. Got him downfield. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And they tacked on the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 41 yards covered by that touchdown strike. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Rebels offense is back on the field. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. He'll pull it down and run. Oh, he's got some space. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. And the Rebels want to move quickly.
These guys aren't human anymore. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
Motion from the wide receiver. Trying to make magic with his feet. There's a crease. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO because everybody was covered. He just takes off and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the second level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
He'll be forced out of bounds, and they're showing confidence in their running game in the red zone.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you the option, they're trying to make you wrong. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk game. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here, trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that round.
On 2nd and goal, he gets another chance. Touchdown, Rebels. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? Precision blocking up front, created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. inside. It's Jackson. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. The Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. They send the tight end in motion. Here's Julian Sayin to throw. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Still on his feet at the 45. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. Running inside, it's Jackson. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. So the Rebels come out to get this drive started. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense, to be physically pounded. The run is coming, you know.
Snags it, and there's running room. Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line. The Rebels headed quickly to the line.
Man, that is exactly how you execute an RPO. Like, quick read, get the ball out of your hand, get it to your receiver in space really quickly on target, and you can make big plays. They made that RPO look so smooth and so effortless.
Well, Obviously, a really nice play by the defense there, stopping the option, but I think that's on the quarterback because it looked like his pitch option was wide open. That ball should have gone to the running back out on the perimeter. It looked like he had some open field in front of him to go make something positive happen. This quarterback's got to make better decisions. It's not just a passing game.
Could be an alley. Touchdown, Rebels. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
The running back is going to get the long touchdown run on the stats, but the option was run beautifully. How about the timing down the line of scrimmage? A perfect pitch, and the running back takes it and does the rest. That's why this offense is hard to stop. So many options on so many plays.
And he makes the extra point. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Say it. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for a man. It's Sayin. Fires to the middle. Smith with the grab over the middle. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. And the Buckeyes peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air, and now back to the line. Looking downfield on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The disjointed start just looks sloppy when you get a false start. It's 2nd and long. The run inside. It's Jackson. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
Short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Sayin from the gun on 3rd down. Hauls it in. At the 30. Makes the grab in their space. Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
On defense, man, you've got to tackle the catch against this guy. He has way too much speed. One of the fastest players in all of college football. If you even give him an inch, if you let him get a few steps, he is gone. and you saw that game-breaking speed on that last catch there. Let's be interesting now to see if this defense mixes up their coverages a little bit more, but no question they have got to tackle better on the back end.
Motion from the back. Here's Sayin to throw. Quickly complete.
And man, you love to see that from this offense. Coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown. But you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down. Motion from the wideout. Looking to pass. It's Sayin. Wideout trying to get it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they did tack on the extra point. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Wide receiver going in motion. Pulled and finds his man on the left. There's a little room there. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Trying to escape and get it himself.
He does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at second and short, second and medium? Everything in the playbook is open to me.
They'll move the wide receiver. To the air on second down. Unloads to the wideout. With the catch, it's Alexander. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. Sends it back in motion. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. They'll line up for a second down play. Motion from the wide receiver. Gonna try to get it himself. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
You know, as a quarterback, when you make good decisions like that, your coordinator and play caller are going to keep dialing up these RPO-type plays, right? Nobody open. You're not forcing the football into traffic. You're not freaking out and throwing it away or running out of bounds. Just go get what you can get. It's a positive play for the offense.
Ole Miss calls its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Might be changing the route. side. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He's got it. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. Sliding to his left. Touchdown, Rebels. And they take it in for 6 more points.
This is one of those games where you got to make every single possession count. You got to give the offense credit. Did a nice job executing. If they hit this extra point, they're going to take a touchdown lead into halftime.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. And the Rebels will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point
Upstairs to make the catch. There he goes. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line. Say it. Got his man. And after a nice gain, the runner just scoops out of bounds. They really got this offense humming. Just the 4th play of the drive, and it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Nothing doing. He is stopped short of the goal line. The Buckeyes want to crank the tempo. Wide receiver comes in motion. They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
And at first you don't succeed, you try again, right? Give it right back to him, man. They tried to be physical on 1st down. He didn't punch it in. I love that they came right back to him. Up front, a better job blocking, created just a little bit of a hole, and that's all he needed to run through.
Extra point here will tie the game. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the 3rd. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive, and they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Now they'll try to answer that score with one of their own and regain the lead here in the 3rd. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Man, that's so frustrating. And it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about...
Maybe some room here. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks. The Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
You could tell he saw that grass open up, and he was not handing that football off. He was taking it himself. His eyes got enormous, chewed up the big play. Nice big chunk play for this offense.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive, and you can see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They have been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. The option look. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Here on 3rd down, you might want to protect the field goal, but you have to stay aggressive. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And I don't know if he made the right decision there or not. You could tell he could have given the football to the running back, but he chose to keep it, and it just got strung out down the right side and nowhere to go. I'll tell you what, better defense than bad decision-making by that quarterback.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jackson. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. The Buckeyes in the hurry up.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage from no gain on the play. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Delayed handoff. It's Jackson. He'll be stopped a couple of yards short. Needed to get it to the 35, but they'll spot it at the 33, and it'll bring up 4th down. And here they come going for the 1st down on 4th and 2. 4th down, Saying. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Here comes the Ole Miss offense onto the field.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Trying to pound their way forward. He picks up a couple to the 31. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Hits him in stride inside the 10. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap it.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. Great job by the back on the option.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. They're on the cusp of what would be an historic loss, falling as the #1 team in the country unless they can pull it together here in the final moments.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the 4th quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Throwing, say it. Fires to the wideout. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And I love the IQ by the defense on that play. Like, understand situational football. They're down by a couple scores. The clock is ticking. They need to make big plays. Nice job playing the deep ball and not giving up anything big.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Motion from the wideout. Lined up in the gun on 3rd down. Say it. He holds it in, and nobody's close. He's loose down the left side. Touchdown, Ohio State. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. The Buckeyes with an answer.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 75 yards to house it. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. That last score the defense allowed made He'll pull it down. The stiff arm gets him loose. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
The running threat of the QB it gives you the +1. It's just such a headache. He can always pull it. He can give it. There's so many options, and this defense so far hasn't had a lot of answers in trying to stop this offense.
Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. As Holly mentioned earlier, this crowd trying to give its defense some energy in a clutch spot.
His running ability has been, I think, the biggest key for his offense's success so far in this game. That time on the RPO, nobody open, and he just takes off running. And we've seen him do it in a variety of ways, on designed runs, on scrambles, and even in the RPO game. He's making the right decisions, and he's just too athletic for this defense to tackle.
That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. He might want another play. 2-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. If they can pick up a yard here on 2nd down, that might put this one in the books. Right back to it. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. And the Rebels want to pick up the tempo.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than his block, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy, especially down the stretch when you want to eat.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are, it's late, everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack at a big moment.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Defense knocks him down immediately after the catch, but now they're facing a goal-to-go situation from the 7. And as they come to the line, they have the lead, and they have the clock on their side. 1st and goal. Moving out of the pocket. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And I feel like this defense is starting to cook up on this quarterback, Samuel. You've seen it, right? Like, time and time again, he is willing to scramble. He wants to carry the football, kind of apprehensive, maybe doesn't want to make a mistake. I'd love to see him maybe hang in that pocket just a little more and maybe make some plays down the field with his arm.
They want to run this quarterback. Touchdown, Rebels! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The Rebels surge back on top.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game, and guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wide receiver going in motion. Here's Julian saying to throw. Completes it in the middle. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Timeout called by the offense. 23 seconds remaining in the game. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll move the wide receiver. To the air, it's Sayin. Here's a throw downfield late. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, that one falls incomplete. That hasn't happened a whole lot today, though. This dude has been lighting this defense up with his speed. He showed great hands. He just weren't able to come down with that one.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Sayin. He's taking a deep shot. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And this offense has another opportunity to put a scoring drive together. They've done a really good job, man. Their defense, yeah, it's been okay. Like, giving up a lot of points. Now they're in a situation where can you be clutch? Can you come up big in a 2-minute situation when you really need to?
Now facing a 3rd and long. Again, it's Sayin. Fires to the tight end. That'll be enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Here's Sayin to throw. Fires to the wideout. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And I love the personnel group that the defense is in right now. With the lead late in a 2-minute situation, you're seeing extra DBs on the field. You know the offense is going to try and throw the football. So faster guys, good job that time getting to the ball, knocking it away, forcing the incompletion. You stay in this personnel grouping if you're on defense.
Now he's going to throw it all the way back across the field. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something.